Hello and welcome to the TigrePup channel. In this video, I am attempting to do a side part sewing. If this topic interests you, then please keep watching. Okay, so right here I'm just showing you what the mannequin's hair is looking like before we begin. She's due for a style, so that's what we're going to get into. Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to take the weave and I'm going to color it. And I'm going to use the watercolor method just to try it out. Honestly, I think it's a waste of time because it still came up like an off black, which is what the color was originally. But yeah, I just decided to give it a try. You see, I got my got to be glued on the lace, and I'm going to sit it in the water, and I let it sit in the water for quite a while. And honestly, I wasn't too happy with the results. But moving on. Okay, so off camera, I went on ahead and braided her hair as best as I could. I'm not the very best braider, but at least it gets done. So right here I'm just taking the ends and I'm going to sew them together so that it's not dangling all over the place or peeking out underneath the weave. So that's what you see me doing here. Also took some time to pluck the lace, but honestly this lace closure was pretty thin to begin with, and it was very difficult to pluck. I actually had like little holes in it once I got done, and after I finished that, I went on ahead and applied my foundation. It's a mannequin, so I'm pretty sure they don't make a foundation in her color, but we're just going with the process. Okay. Okay, so right here I'm trying to do the deep side part. Honestly, I found this kind of difficult. I think next time what I'll do is glue it to the head first and then attempt to sew it down. And then yeah, it just was very difficult to try to keep it in position. So I really didn't think of this very thoroughly, but next time I will attempt to do better. So that's what you see me doing here. And as you can see, every time I put in a stitch, it falls, and I have to readjust the hairline to make sure it's in the proper place and where I want it to be. And yeah, that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so right here I have a little bit momentum and it's getting a little bit easier, even though it's not entirely easy. But yeah, so I finally got at least one side stitched down, and I'm making sure that that I'm staying in the proper place. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. I wasn't sure if I should use my net, because I usually use a net in order to be able to, you know, not have so many gaps because of the cornrows and whatnot. But I didn't know if I should have a lace over a net, so I decided not to do it. But it was kind of difficult trying to sew it in places where there is no hair and the hair is like in a line going down. So that's something that was kind of difficult, but I guess if you left the net, it would appear through the lace. So yeah, so right here I finally got at the top, and I'm trying to sew that down. And yeah, so that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so right here, just going to braid the hair and get it out of the way so that we can get on with the next step, which is to put on the net. And here's a 360 of what the hair is looking like after I put on the closure, but not yet the net. Just a reminder, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks. If you would like to contribute to my Cash App, here is the link is located in the description section down below. So thanks in advance. Okay, so right here I'm showing you the net that I was telling you about, and this is the large one. I don't really like the large one. I like it like kind of like the fine one with like the holes that are very small, but apparently they didn't have all of that when I went in, so I just got what I could. So I'm just applying the lace, the net, and I'm sewing it against the hairline all along the edges and whatnot, and trying to get as flat as possible. And the reason why I use a net is because you know, the gaps that have where each cornrow begins and then there's a space in between. I feel like I didn't like the way that looks. At least with the net, I could go across it and make a nice even stitch of the weaving pattern and whatnot. So that's what I normally do. I'm not sure if that's very popular, but that's just my way of doing weaving. Okay, so now on to the good stuff. I'm sewing on the tracks. Now that I have the net on there, it's a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about having a big gap where where the track goes across, and like, because it's cornrowed, it skips that middle section and it's not very even or stable. I'm doubling the tracks because that's what everybody that I see online does. And I'm not sure how I feel about this, because I'm like, I don't feel like it makes the hair look natural. I don't know, but just trying something new. I am familiar with how to do weaving or sewing basically. So just trying something new. So that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so now that I've made my way to the front, I'm still doubling the tracks. I do cut my wefts, so I know people have a problem with that for some reason, but yeah, normally I wouldn't double the tracks, but I decided to try something new, and this is about experimentation and trying something new. So that's what you see me doing here, and I'm angling it towards the front because I wanted a very deep side part. As you can see here, I'm gonna do my last few tracks along that that closure to make sure it's seamless. Honestly, the closure was already pretty thin because I got it on sale. It was like $20 in a bin at the beauty supply store, and the hair itself, it was like, what, on sale as well. So I got like 3 bundles for like, what, I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't very much. And I was able to do this for like under like $40, everything, the weave and the closure. I'm not talking about the net or the hair color or anything like that. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to get some practice in. As you know, if the hair is really cheap, it's cheap for a reason, and the ends are very thin. You're going to see that once I start flattening the hair. And yeah, we're just going to continue watching the process. Okay, so I realized the area underneath the closure could have used a track or two because it was looking a little sparse compared to the other side, because the closure just doesn't have enough hair. And I think I did double the weft on this one and this area. I could have actually added another track or two, but yeah, that's what this whole situation is about. It's about learning. I've never done a side closure. I mean, I've always done like done it with the leave out, and done the one where you just have it all going around and like make a bang. But yeah, I've never done it with a closure. So yeah, that's what you see me doing here. So honestly, next time I'll do a better job if it's actually on an actual person. So this is what the hair is looking like after I've sewn everything in. It's very nice and everything, but the ends are very thin and straggly. So yeah, so we're going to try to go ahead on in and correct that. Okay, so it's just me going in and giving her a haircut, trying to get to the meat of the hair. And you know what, when you do that, sometimes it gets too heavy. So I had to go in with the thinnest shears and thin the hair out. Right here, just adding layers along the front. And I decided to do a graduated haircut because it seemed like it mostly was appropriate for this particular type of hair style that I had going on. So here's a reminder what the hair is looking like before we began. And up next, I'm going to show you what the hair looks like after. As you can see here, give you a 360. It's pretty nice. I feathered the very front and the graduation in the back. And I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learn something in the process. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.